What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5. That's right, I messed up last week. Of Match My Energy. This your boy Dennis Lee.
Hey man, this is Jamal.
Man, so today we've got some good news. We will be having a Black Panther review today. We both saw Wakanda Forever. So yeah, we'll put that in there. But first, we definitely gonna have some NBA talk. I've been seeing some things I really like personally. First, I want to start off. How you been, man? Haven't seen you all week.
Yeah, man, pretty good. Last week I had the issue with the tire and stuff like that, tires and rim. Got those. The new rim had came in Thursday, so I got that on. Went to Goodyear, went ahead and put that new tire on, so we good, bro. Good on that. Been driving around since then, so had my Impala down for a week. You know how much I love my heat mobile, so
Right.
been driving around with my dad Charger, but everything else been pretty good. Been a stressful week. Work. It's a lot of projects and stuff trying to finish out the year. So, glad it's the weekend. It's been getting cold here as well, so it's just been a lot. What about you, bro?
Shoot. Yeah, just been finally got some new clients in. A lot more people starting to come up for my boot camps. So I'm liking that. But we really just kind of getting ready for Thanksgiving, you know. It's coming up this week. I feel like it snuck up on us, honestly.
Yeah. This whole year has been going crazy fast. And then you also got like as soon as Halloween was over, everybody skipped to Christmas. And that's why Thanksgiving always be like, oh, it is this week.
Oh yeah, I forgot we still gotta do this. Yeah, okay.
Okay. I guess we could, put something together real quick for this Thursday. But everybody's already, go straight to Christmas, putting their tree up around almost beginning of November. I mean, usually we put ours around after Thanksgiving, but I think people's already in the mood, like, let's go ahead and get to December. So
right. Yeah. People are ready to get this year over with, man. It's been a lot. We have, the voting come up just recently, all the craziness with that. But, I really like the fact of being able to get out there and vote, like, I know my grandparents and all them, they wasn't able to when they was my age. So
yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely, you got the ability to vote now. Definitely exercise that right. Like, don't take it for granted. Do the early voting, at least from here in Georgia, like city I'm in, it was easy to go in and out. You can also do a sample ballot online if you don't know the questions when you go in there. Do it online. Get familiarize yourself with it before you go in there, so it can be even smoother. So I think some people, especially younger age, are also intimidated with the fact of voting. Like, I don't really know and stuff like that. But I'm like, talking around the city. Don't have to be, forced to do something, but inform yourself and then make the best decision you see fit. Don't let somebody else also.
Because one thing that I learned, them old people, they getting out there, and voting.
Oh yeah, I went to early voting, bro.
Them old people, they out there, man, early in the morning, all day, like, so.
I mean, all the in the early voting booths, all the volunteers were older folks. When I went in, they was like, I'm glad to see you, young man. You ready to vote? I was like, yeah. I mean, but it's to me, it just says like a lot of younger folks wasn't going. So it's kind of like, it's probably one of the first faces he's seen that's actually a younger age, probably that week or so. So it's like, I just wish more of us was the norm going in there, because I mean, for us, we're a little bit more active. We drive around everywhere else to go somewhere. Somebody else would just pull up.
And it's going to affect us more. I mean, you look at a person 60, 70 years old, they on their way out, So a lot of these things, a lot of things that people don't realize about it is, and this is boring talk, I get it, y'all, we gonna move on, but like a lot of stuff that gets put in play now, some of it doesn't take play or doesn't we don't see the effects of it right away. So you may see something that we voted on now, start seeing the effects of it 5 years from now, 4 years from now, or even a couple. Just like how we've seen how some of the effects of maybe presidencies 4, 5, 6 years from now are affecting us today. And we're like, oh, well, the person right now is affecting right now. No, that's not how it works. So, definitely get out there and think about the future because, we only get one.
Yeah, man.
But shoot, speaking of the future, man, we've got a lot of young stars. A lot of young stars in the NBA. Let's shift these
gears. All right.
Yeah, man. First person. 2 hours down the road. Down there, OKC Thunder.
All right. Boy, let's get into it.
Shai, what's his name? Why am I blanking?
SGA. Alexander?
Yeah. SGA, man. Shai.
Going crazy.
So one thing that I noticed, and I saw a few stats and I had to read them. So this is just as of earlier this week. So it could have happened again. Yesterday, he had his 10th 30-point game of the season. This is his second year in the league?
Second or third?
Second or third year.
I think it's his third.
10th 30-point game. That's more than Booker, Dame, and Zach LaVine combined. That's crazy to throw shots at those dudes.
That's crazy.
But, hey.
That's crazy.
We're not talking about it enough, man. Like, he's the future. This future is looking great for the NBA. Also, so that's just all around points, but he's also scoring 17.1 in the paint. Where the big dogs at? Over the last 25 years, they said the only players to average more are Shaq, Giannis, and Zion. And you know how they built.
Right, but they also live down there as a point guard going in the hole. Like, that's tough.
Right.
I think him and John Morant were going in the paint a lot, but it's like, it's a different thing when you see people go in the paint. It's a different beast when you actually scoring effectively in the paint. Because some people say, I score in the paint, I got, so many points in the paint. That's cool. But can you do it effortlessly? Like, every time I go to the basket, it's a bucket. I'm getting fouled or I'm getting scored. I'm a scorer. So it's like, to me, that's a little bit tougher as a guard than, just being down in the paint, just getting the ball fed. So you just feel like, okay, I'm 7 feet. Let me just dunk it. Let me just lay up.
Right.
Simple.
It's not like them. It's not like them big dudes, So, I don't know. For me, seeing this, it's kind of bringing that resurgence back, because how Steph, kind of pushed the game back. And I'd even take it before Steph. I mean, even in college when they started having the Jimmer Fredets, when they had that Jimmer range and Dame Dollar hitting from the logo, all these players doing that, it kind of pushed the game back out of the paint to where now we've even got big guys shooting. So now to see these younger guards kind of bringing that old school back with the mid-range shots, a lot of paint play. I'm loving it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes we focus too much on the 3-point because now, like, every player feels like they have to shoot or they feel like they're ineffective as a player. And that's not the case. Just focus on what makes you great and continue to excel in that. And that's why I feel like some people games like, what's a good example? Anthony Davis is one of those. A good example is like, we know you can shoot a little bit. I mean, especially in that mid range, but you don't have to always, check up those threes when you can, you're so skillful.
I would even say the Lakers in general. Effective. But yeah, I mean, that's big. I've noticed.
And Joel Embiid takes a lot of threes now. I mean, he hitting those as well. But I was like, bro, just back down just a little bit more. Like, those extra possessions that he's shooting threes, whether he's making them missing, he can also affect or even get somebody in foul trouble in the paint. So I was like, to me, sometimes it can be a different game plan depending on that position. I don't know why people don't take advantage of your body type and skill down in the paint. So
yeah, and so it's it's really good to see that him, Ja. I mean, they're kind of bringing that Russell Westbrook, style back, or even like the Kobe's, Derrick Rose. So it's, that style of play was very exciting and was the norm for a while. We were more so looking forward to that. We praised those over the threes back then. And the fact that like people are saying, well, discredit a player because they can't shoot threes that well or something, or their 3-point percentage. Well, we're not supposed to be shooting them that much anyway.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like even the kids nowadays, man, they are more interested in shooting circus threes than when we was trying to play. We trying to dunk, get athletic finishes, but
Cool
now it's like,
layups. Yeah.
now it's like I'm gonna get this step back and hit this three, a logo three, and I mean, that's cool. But I was like, I mean, I couldn't get up like that, but I'm like still trying to catch a body. I'm going up with somebody.
Yeah,
So
nice layup in the paint, bang
yeah,
off somebody. Yeah. We were trying to do the through the legs layup back in the day.
oh yeah.
That
I
was the
mean,
go-to.
reverse layups. I mean, we tried to do it all in the paint. I was like, cause that to me that was you know, the best part was trying to score on somebody in the paint. So
It also makes, I don't know, because like, okay, so one thing about basketball as opposed to like a wrestling or football or hockey or something like that is basketball is not necessarily designed to be super, super physical.
yeah.
So with that, and a lot of times people equate like, which it doesn't have to be, but like people equate like physicality to manliness. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're a kid and playing like that, like it almost felt more manly to be able to score in the paint over somebody that's bigger than you or more like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It felt more competitive to be able to bang down in the paint or something like that and score. So
I mean,
I don't
especially
know.
if you like a smaller person and the person's in the paint is, a bigger person than you, height wise, like, and you score on them, like that's big
Mm-hmm.
talk afterwards. So like I'm saying get big and everything. I get a
Right.
rebound over you, like you take that personally. And to right now it's like I'm not saying the game is softer, but it just feels like they're not taking it, like they don't have that uh I don't know, the same energy.
Yeah, they
And
not matching my energy, if
they
you
don't
will.
keep the same, fierceness when you went to the, like, I don't care if it's 2 points. If you got a tough bucket, like honestly, in your mind it felt like 4 points. Cause it's like, hey,
Oh
I
yeah.
made that guy look stupid. Everybody watching. Now we might go home and hey, nobody even care about the game. But during that time of the game,
Right.
hey, made you look stupid. Get in the weight room. You ain't getting rebounds on me. You're not scoring on top of me. Like we
I used
took
to
it
love being able
personally
to
at that
yell.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to love being able to yell weight room.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
weight room. Yeah. But
Exactly.
but yeah, man. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight him because yeah, he's coming and it's making a what you would say well they just lost Friday night to I was just watching that game too. They just lost, but it was like kind of close. The Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
They just lost to the Grizzlies. Which again, another dude I like highlighting. I mean, Ja Morant. I'm not gonna talk about him every week, but you know, I
I
like the
mean,
way the Grizzlies
hey,
are.
he going crazy, but hey, Ja Morant just got another ankle injury, bro. Like
Ah,
they say he out indefinitely, so we don't even know like if this gonna be like a quick turnaround or it's gonna be a couple months. Because to me, I think the Grizzlies can still win an adequate amount of games. It was the same way like they did last year. Last year, John Morant was out and they went on a good little run and it kind of propelled them still in the playoffs as well. This time I think John Morant, I don't know if they're gonna be able to sustain the same type of birthday had last year. So I think John Morant was that engine. He always been the engine, but it's like this time they need to focus on his injury a little, focus on his health a little bit more. I think
yeah,
the ankles, I don't know, because I don't know that he had to put like an ankle brace or something like that on because Steph had the same issue as well. He always had something with his ankles, and now he wears like ankle braces on his on game
yeah.
days. So I was like, I'm not sure if that's something that they need to evaluate or not because it seems like a lot of these younger guys are still having these ankle injuries, and I mean those are just tough because you can just land on somebody's foot wrong. You can run up the court and trip on
Well,
yourself
you
and
just
still.
really have to work on increasing your ankle mobility. And
Mhm.
with that, and that's one of the reasons why, while you're trying to recover, I understand why wearing an ankle brace is important, but in the general day-to-day or for preventative, it's actually counterproductive to even wear ankle brace. So, I mean, I see them doing that, but for me, from my point of view, it's actually what would I say? It's actually worse to wear it. Reason why is because
why are you playing or off the court?
I would say, well, while you're trying to recover, wear it. While you're trying to recover, it still hurts, okay. But as you're trying to get after a while, once it's starting to heal up a little bit, stop wearing it. Because the human body goes in a pattern from they alternate between mobile and stable joints. So you shouldn't wear an ankle brace because it's a mobile joint, so it needs to be mobile. Same with like the wrist, like how the wrist is a mobile joint, so it moves like in more than just the one way that a stable joint would move, like a knee or an elbow. It just moves the one way. So when you wrap it up, you're causing your ankle to mimic a stable joint. And what it does, it throws your whole body out of whack. So now, because it's a stable joint, the next joint has to be a mobile joint. So that's how people end up with knee injuries from wearing ankle bracelets. So D Rose used to always wear ankle braces and just kept shredding them knees up because of that. And so you really just kind of want to learn to, and that's why they started wearing, changing their basketball shoes to be more low, like the Hardens or the Kyries and stuff like that. They've started becoming more low shoes because of that.
Okay. You don't want too tight around the ankle area.
Right. And so you really just kind of want to really work on just making that real loose, stretch it out. But for now, he need to be wrapped up.
Oh, yeah. It just happened like a couple of days ago. So, yeah, he definitely going to be wrapped up, sitting down, resting those. And then LaMelo, another one, the young athlete, he got another ankle. He re-injured his ankle again. So
I just said I was looking forward to seeing him. I just said,
yeah, he came back. I think he came back against us, Miami, a few nights ago. And yeah, I think he was running out of bounds, and then he tried to brace himself from falling onto like a fan's lap in the front row, and then he said it looked like he tweaked it then, and yeah, he had to be carried off or walked off the court. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's the same injury, it's the same ankle that he injured it on too. So it's one of those like, it's already kind of like feeling weird already. Like maybe he kind of pushed it to come back, and then you re-injure it again. Like most likely he's gonna be out for a significant amount of time after that, because they're not gonna be like they're gonna be super conscious on this time around. So it's not gonna be like, hey, I think I can go after a month. It's like, no, go ahead and sit another month. Let's see how it goes. Especially with the Hornets being kind of wishy-washy right now. So it's like you're not really like, why would we put you out there if we're not really, serious about going deep in the playoffs? Like, they might be a play-in team, but if we're not geared or set to be a deep playoff team, championship contender, then why would we risk putting, LaMelo through, push him to come back quicker? So
right, and which would just hurt him even more. So yeah,
in the long run, yeah,
man, especially with the way the East is looking without, already. It's crazy. Like they're almost looking like the more dominant side for once.
Yeah, I mean this year is gonna be tough, because right now the Bucks and Celtics are looking phenomenal, and then after that it's kind of like a cage match to see who's gonna be the fill out the rest of the spots, because you have the Hawks that's doing pretty well. Who else you may have? Miami's kind of getting to their own. 76ers are kind of doing all right, but it's kind of with Harden out. I don't know how much how much Embiid can handle that load. I don't know how much he can really do by himself. They did get a good win against the Bucks. I'm not sure you saw that with the ladder incident.
Yeah. That was crazy. I mean, I don't know. I think that was kind of. I get what he was trying to do. Yo, I feel bad about this and that, but So I'm gonna get my extra shots. But hey, bro, remember where you at?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I see if the court was free, and all of a sudden you just trying to get some shots up. But to me, still a lot of stuff on. It's like a lot of people, a lot of moving parts still on the court. It's a lot of people still leaving out of the game, and then you have people trying to do their job, trying to. I think they were just trying to clean up and all that kind of stuff, or maybe they're trying to do something with the floor. I don't know. Regardless, it's like I just take it as is. Like you don't need to once you get back to a place you're more comfortable with, then you can get those shots back up.
If this is in Milwaukee, sure,
yeah,
man.
I was like,
go to the little practice court.
I understand you trying to get it, some practice in right after the game, but I'm like, hey man, it's not that deep right now.
The fans ain't even leave yet.
Yeah, and then they said Harold, after he shot a free throw, he snatched the ball. It was hey.
I watched him do that. Yeah, and man, and then I seen the Thanasis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting ready to fight Harold or whatever. He was.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think if they was to go at it, that'd be tough because the Antetokounmpos, they built kind of different. I don't.
Right. Harold look like cool. He can't just.
He like Harold. He definitely can. He gonna get some shots in, but those brothers. I was like, you're not even finding one of them. The other one gonna jump in. Like
you already know it. Somehow the third one gonna pop up out of nowhere, ready for it. The fourth one,
I was like, yeah, I don't know. That's a breed that you
tight knit brothers like that. Tight knit brothers don't fight 1-on-1s.
Yeah, I was like, especially if you don't have to. You got 2 on the court, so I'm like, yeah, right. I don't know about it. I mean, you might have some Philly fans that might jump in, but I was like, man, that's a brawl right there.
Some big bodies. But yeah, man, speaking of I was just thinking about that with the Sixers. Think about how that guy, I think I sent it to you earlier this week, with that playing style, that James Harden playing style, or the now more known Luka Doncic playing style.
Yeah.
About how beneficial, or how could you see that style winning a championship? It's very entertaining. It wins games. And as we've seen, Luka, I mean, he's still averaging 30. And what were you telling me off mic?
He just passed Magic Johnson for the second youngest to have a triple-double. He had his 50th career triple-double over the weekend or last week. And it's like, when you asked me that, I was like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't think that play style is going to sustain, because right now it looks good in the season, but once you get into the playoffs, that's when you really see Luka kind of dragging, kind of gas, because some of these, like that, an amazing shot he hit, like that 3-point to win the game, like those are real nice, like when it goes in. But to me, in the playoffs, I think he's gonna be too gassed to even, get close to those shots, because it's like, I'm doing all the work, I'm doing all the heavy lifting. Yes, I'll get the triple doubles. It looks nice in the regular season, but if we get to the second round, I'm like, we're getting too gas using all our resources on Luka. So I'm like, I think I've always thought the Magic needs like a bona fide star. I don't think even a superstar, a bona fide star that's compatible with Luka's play style. I think they had a star with what's his name? Tall guy, Porzingis. But the thing is, when he was there, he was also injured a lot as well. He was there for like 3 seasons. I mean, he was injured a lot. I probably played like, I want to say less than half each season. So it's like, how much you can really do with that. And then also, he's also a plug the paint type of player.
Right.
And,
we Luka, see how that's kind of
you got to have somebody who can move around. Like, in that system, you definitely have to have somebody who can be a center in the paint, get rebounds when needed, but also somebody who can go out on the block or go out into the 3-point line and kind of knock some shots down. Because how many of those passes have we seen where Luka's got 2 people in the paint and he made those magic passes, but those individuals don't be knocking down those shots? So
I think that's a good thing, considering Boban's back. So super tall. What is he, like 7'6" or something crazy? 7'6", 7'7". And he shoots the 3 relatively well. It looks awkward, but hey, don't knock it if it's dropping. You know what I'm saying? And Of course, he's in the paint. I mean, how you supposed to stop a dude who's 7'7", you know?
I don't know, but he also getting a lot of foul trouble. He also kind of slow. So I'm like, I don't see him being like out. He'll probably give some minutes, but I don't think he's gonna be like out there as long as he needs to be effective. I feel like in like big games, like maybe just put him out there against.
Honestly, if they get him, if they make it good enough to get into the playoffs with it and not play him as much, if they save him mostly for the playoffs when the game slows down anyway, they should be fine. But I get what you mean, though. Like, he is kind of a slower moving player. A lot of players that are super, super tall are awkward and move like giraffes, like baby giraffes or something.
But then also, I mean, then when you attack him, like he's always getting in foul trouble as well because it's like he's not really. Of course, he's not jumping or anything. He's kind of just swiping at the ball, so it's like it's easy to call a foul on him as well. So it's like honestly, a game plan would be like just attack Boban, get him out early, get him foul trouble early, and then boom, back to Luka, drain him out, let him get his 30, but they can still lose the game.
Right, that's true. Yeah, but shoot, I do like to see it. It's almost like we're witnessing history with this kid, man.
Yeah, Luka's... man. I don't know, man. I think, like I said, need another star. Because Luka can do honestly the 30-point plus triple doubles. He can do that in his sleep. But I was like, how many years do he want to do that in a Mavericks uniform? Like, hey, well, I'm doing these triple doubles. I'm getting 30 points. I'm getting looked at as a great, bright young star, but we're not winning, championships. We're not going deep in the playoffs. So why would I continue using my efforts here? So I wonder if he's going to get frustrated and start to latch out as well.
True.
And to kind of pivot over there, one thing I wanted to talk about was KD. So they had some comments, and it kind of go back to Luka, but he had some comments about his team and his starting lineup. So basically, he was kind of saying like he named his starting lineup and himself, and he was like, "I don't know why y'all expect what do you guys expect from this team? Just because I'm out there, y'all expect me to win."
Ooh.
Now some people was like, "That's real." He kept it real. He kept it honest, and I do understand that. My point on it is, if KD's on the court, Jamal expects the team to win. If KD is that great, as people say, we say the same with LeBron. When he was on the court, what do we expect? We expect him to win. We didn't care about the other four at the time.
If you that dude, I already know I'm the best player on the planet. If you him,
yeah, and I mean, better. I also don't feel like, to me, he should have said the team in general. I wish he didn't say the specific starting name, the names of the starters. I was like, you should have just said, hey, the team constructed right now, it's tough for us to win even when I'm on the court, and kept it like that. Like, that's general as hell. Like, you don't have to go in and like name these four individuals. And then Royce O'Neal just won the game for you. So I'm like, and they had a bad game against was it Trailblazers, I believe. But pretty much KD had missed a game winner, and then also he missed a free throw or two and late in the fourth quarter. But then Royce O'Neal had to put back late that won the game. And he was one of the starters. He was saying, "Yeah,
that's another thing, man. You could be messing things up with your people. Okay, yeah, y'all going through it. Maybe y'all not the best, but this is probably a conversation that y'all should have had in the locker room, in the group chat, in the whatever, not in the press, in the not with everybody, the whole world hearing, because now you sitting here calling me trash, and I'm your teammate, bro."
Yeah, okay. And I mean, those players he named are truly role players, and they should know that's what they are here for. But at the same time, if he, like he said, what you said was, if they discuss this in the locker room over a group chat, and then he went to the president and be like, "Hey, this team right here, I don't know how we, if he kept it real general,
then the player saying, "Yo, I'm playing with he suck. He's all right. I'm cool, but the rest of my team sucks."
Yeah, because I'm like, if he kept it general, the player that he talked to offline about, then they'll be like, "Okay, that was an attack at me." But only him and KD would know that with their relationship. Like, everybody want to be like, "Oh, Royce, you really not that guy. You a role player, but you probably shouldn't be the starting lineup for the Nets." And I'm looking at it like, yeah, but I'm like, KD, you got to take some accountability. Hey, you wanted to be on the team. Hey, you still got to, there's no way you can pick everybody you played with on your whole roster. So I was like, this is your team. You got to make these players better. I was like, you're going to have to go out there and win through all the, all the issues that y'all have going on. So I'm like, and the way he said that, I was like, and this is came up in Skip and Shannon on ESPN. They was talking about, yeah, we expect KD to win when he's on the court, the same way we look at Luka and the Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
Luka has 4 other people. We don't talk about them like that.
Right.
We always talk about Luka, and when Luka's on the court, we expect the Mavericks to win. Like, we have the expectations for him. So I was like, why do you think you exempt from that, KD? I'm like, to most people in my eyes, we see KD as a better player than Luka, scoring wise.
People try to say KD is the best player, period.
Yeah, so I'm like, this expectation is on you when you go on the court. I was like, especially if you're healthy. Now, when you're not coming out no injury, nothing. You saying you completely healthy, we expect you to win some of these games. So I'm like, no matter who you have out there.
And maybe that's his way of saying, hey, I need my bro back. Maybe that's his way of being like, yo, all the stuff y'all guys going through is BS. Bring Kyrie back, or whatever. But still, you can't trash me to talk about how good he is. And in front of everybody else. Because like I've said, like, when it comes to the NBA, even the number 15 player on the bench was that dude wherever he was from. So he's had a lifetime of being able to go, I'm that dude. All I need is my chance on the court. All I need is my chance. They're not going to the NBA to go, I can't wait to sit on the bench for, most of the game. They go in there wanting to play, but they go, hey, I'm going to play in the system. I'm going to try to make it work till I get my chance. So now these role players are actually people who have just been waiting to get their shot. So yeah, I'll be a role player, but wait. Watch when I get my chance. I'm going to have a Linsanity moment. I'm going to have a whatever, because in their mind, they're that dude. So now you're trashing me to the public, and you may cut my playing time now, or you make me look trashed, to the public, and you could ruin endorsements. You could ruin my public perception. So it's a lot more than just talking trash and trying to hype me up or something. Like, yo, you make me look like I'm not even worth it.
Yeah, exactly. To me that don't sit right with me. But and then he also made some points like KD also said, what do y'all expecting me to be a great leader? Like what do I have to do to be considered a great leader? And that was he had some examples, and it's kind of directly with using with Kyrie saying like Kyrie taking a shot and stuff with the virus and stuff like that. He was like, should I have said something? Like, that's a grown man. How can I tell him to get on board with this and stuff like that? And I definitely agree with that. I was like, you can't tell a grown man what else to do. Y'all can still have that conversation, and maybe they did. But I feel like
I'm sure they probably did. But
yeah, as a leader, I don't see him like he don't have to. Hey, go to the rest of the team. Like, hey, y'all need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this to be a great leader. Because I think he's one of those leaders that's like action oriented. Like, hey, this is how I play on the court. I play hard. I come in early. I do the work.
Right.
Hey, y'all need to follow suit. And I mean, some people can be taught like that, but I think like for him, I think he just need to be a little bit more vocal. Don't be on that, burner account,
you quick to talk on Twitter.
On fans and stuff like that. I was like, you need to be more vocal with your guys. And he also mentioned something with Steve Nash, talking about it's a certain they only like shoot around doing the workout session. He said, I actually want to run some drill, I want to run some plays here. And he was like, and I'm like,
say that.
Dude, KD, you are that dude. Like, if you want to run a full practice instead of just shooting around, then you can run a full practice. You can do that. I mean, they done a couple like players only workouts or So I'm like, if you really think that that's something that benefits y'all, you have that power as KD to voice that and make that happen. Like, don't be like Steve Nash said, veto and said, I'm the coach. We're not going to do that today. Like, honestly, if you said anything, Steve Nash is probably one of those coaches who would have been like, okay, KD, if that's what you want to do, let's just do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't say it now. I'm like,
right. What if he just never said it? Like the whole time Steve Nash was like, if you would have suggested that.
Nah, Steve Nash in his crib chilling. He's so over it. Like, you can, okay, maybe can't tell, but I'm pretty sure he has like, enthusiasm in his voice and like a smile everywhere he goes. He's like, hey, not my problem no more. I probably, I'm gonna still work on my craft.
I tried.
probably coach somewhere else. Probably, I still think he need to go be assistant coach somewhere else. But he still can probably be around the league somewhere and stuff like that. So he's like, hey, this situation don't got nothing to do with me no
I
more.
forgot about that. He was an assistant coach.
Where
he was he was one of the assistants for the Warriors. Like he got a ring with the Warriors. Yeah, I remember him receiving that ring. There was like this whole thing where he was like, but I think it was like he was like a specialty coach or something like that. So yeah, but
I'm gonna have to look that up. But
yeah,
man, he definitely had the power. I don't know why he said that to the press. I was like, because I feel like he just like he was like, I'm gonna address everything in this one press conference. Nobody should be blaming KD. That's what it sounded like. He sounded like he got players to blame. He got his coach to blame. You got the Kyrie issues to blame. And I'm hooping.
And that's not okay. So when he asked the question, what would make me a great leader?
All of that. I'm like, you could be
the opposite of what you just did, bro. Like good leaders are able to go, yeah, I'm gonna take the blame on that one. Even if you know, okay, I scored 49 points. I did my thing. We lost by 2. Matter of fact, so-and-so took Joe Harris took the last shot that would have made us win, but he missed it. And now we lost. Now they're gonna ask you, what do you think happened wrong? Hey man, I put that on me. I could have did a little better, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, even if you could game, because he could have had a low amount of assists, he could have got his team going, early, get them going. So in the late game, they already getting a rhythm. So I'm like, it's a whole bunch of things. Now I don't say every game we got to put it on him, but I'm like, to me, off the court, I feel like it's a lot of things missing in that Brooklyn organization that I don't know if it's gonna ever get fixed. That's why I'm like,
yeah,
honestly, they just need to go ahead and look to trade Kyrie or KD. Like to me, that parent is not going to be successful. It just haven't proven to be so yet.
Yeah, their styles. I mean, KD's definitely like a just wake up and put the basketball in my hand and let me go shoot, or let me go work on basketball.
Kyrie's still ISO ball. I mean, he's still so ISO when he plays, and it's like, yeah, he can get the assist. It's
kind of that style we were talking about. That Luka, that James Harden kind of 11, 12, 15 dribbles.
Yeah. I mean, it looked nice. It looked real nice, but this ain't 2K. Like we need to get everybody else going. So
this ain't NBA Street. This ain't Hezzy God type of play. This is NBA, man. Move that. We need good ball movement, good off ball screens. Need you to be running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, that I don't know. I think the Nets would be well off if they just go ahead and trade them. And be done with it. Like honestly, if I was the Nets, I would go ahead and trade both of them. Like, start fresh.
Yeah,
because if you get rid of Kyrie, KD might be unhappy because you got rid of his boy. So it's kind of like, why would we keep an unhappy KD here? If you get rid of KD and Kyrie got a lot of baggage going on right now. So that's like you juggling way too much. So it's like. And they are talking. I mean, it is talks maybe Kyrie still in play for the Lakers. If that was to happen, how would you feel? And I don't know on the other side. I don't know who's going to be like, if it's going to be a Westbrook gone with a third team, or I don't know who will leave from the Lakers side. But hypothetical, if Lakers was able to get Kyrie, what you think that does for your team?
I think that actually helps us become Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5 against whoever. We get our 3 seed. We get in there. We win the championship against the Bucks in 5 games. We up. Okay, maybe not. All right.
Hell no.
All right. Well, maybe not. But had to let my bias seep out for a second. But honestly, though, I think that adding him, depending on who we get rid of, because for him, he's a big, high-profile player, a high, paid player. So you'd have to move around maybe a couple of good names. Like if we get like Patrick Beverly and Russell, it would have to be something crazy.
I think you can get it with Westbrook contract.
Yeah, because his is a lot.
The only thing is, I think you have to get a third team involved because I directly KD with Westbrook is not going to fly nowhere. So
Oh,
I think a
KD
third
for
team,
Westbrook?
no, KD and Westbrook playing on the same team. So
Oh,
a third
again, I
team,
forgot about that. Oh,
so
shoot.
another team had to be involved to drop off Westbrook on that team, and then two picks in the Lakers organization. They going one of those teams gonna want both of those. So
Right, that's true. I didn't even think about that. They could probably play together. They're friends again.
no way.
They're
KD probably sit out the season, and he like the hoop. I think I don't see
out
that
of season,
happening.
end up on the Bulls next year or some shit.
Dang, that wouldn't be too bad. But
Yeah.
I mean, I like to see KD on another team anyway. But Kyrie to Lakers, I think if they did it on the off season, yeah, I would have had like a better flow of things.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's like in the mid season and Kyrie's gonna like a whole bunch of adversity right now and controversial stuff, so like it's just a huge distraction to bring him on mid season. Unless I mean, and I don't know because LeBron and Kyrie have played together, so that mesh well. But um, if they can get rid of Westbrook, that's the biggest thing to y'all. I think that's the biggest hindrance. One of the biggest hindrances is to y'all.
As much as I've been liking his progression, he's gotten better. I've been seeing flashes of what I've been wanting to see in him lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing a little bit better. He's back to at least getting double doubles, or at least close to. The chemistry is starting to look a little bit better. We haven't been like on a winning streak or anything lately, but it has started to look a whole lot better with him. But inconsistency, if he has to go, he got to go,
Yeah. It's also, I mean, what's it called? AD been balling a couple of last 2 games, but
yeah,
to me, this is the same thing that happened last year. Like when LeBron gets hurt, AD kind of is like, okay, I have to be the one to step up, but he steps up accordingly. But when LeBron come back, LeBron back.
now you get to chill. I need both of y'all balling. If both of y'all are healthy, I need the best out of both of y'all.
I think AD be like just chilling every single time every time LeBron come back, he just be like, I don't really need to play as hard. LeBron got it this quarter. LeBron got it this game. I ain't really gotta. Let me do a little something here and there. And I think that's one of the reasons he started getting hurt because he don't be playing as hard. He kind of be a little bit lazy, and it's kind of like, kind of going through the motions. But I was like, if you play hard every game, y'all really can do a little like him, LeBron, and the role players can at least get them a couple more wins than they got right now if they was both playing in a high.
Yeah, Austin Reeves has been playing well, as a role player.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the potential of it, and I've seen them starting to get better. So I'm not too mad. I'm not going to get on a big rant, come on, get it together Lakers rant like I normally do. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, if they at least make the playoffs, it's a win for me.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like it's we'll see. It's like
I think they're gonna be in a play-in and they're gonna lose in the play-in. That's what I'm sticking with.
Because normally I'm like, I want to see us in the finals, either conference finals or the finals at least. But this year, being non-biased and kind of looking at how things is looking this year, especially not even just to the detriment of them, but to the glory of the other teams. I mean, the way the Blazers have been playing, the Warriors have been in a crazy slump. They lost 9 straight on the road.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what's going on with them. Like I don't know. It's tough, and it's because of the altercation they had beginning of the season.
Like we said before,
Like the issue is even if that wasn't the direct impact, because it happened, people are gonna be linked the two together. Oh, y'all losing on the road?
It must be because
Poole and the youngest ain't playing well. Oh, this must be because of this fight.
Yeah, that's what we said. We called it. Like, as long as they win it, now everybody gonna be looking at that. But as long as they win it, we're like, oh, okay, whatever, just a little minor thing. But Splash, they got to get together, man. I don't get it, but
that's good. I'm definitely over the Warriors, so I'm like, if they struggle, good, and I hope they don't get together either. I was like, right. I'm good on the Warriors winning. So man, I know the back-to-backs are hard as well. So it's like if they are able to get another one, that would be That'd be tough, but right now I'm not seeing it. I think they still will go deep in the playoffs. I'm not, getting rid of them that easily. But to me, they got to come on. I think because Steph just had like was it 51? I forgot.
Yeah,
He had like scored, but it wasn't a loss. I'm like, that's
51 in a
tough.
loss.
That's tough.
Booker had another. It keeps happening to him. Every time
Yeah.
he get crazy number, they still lose. What was it? Was it like? I think he was only at the 51 maybe, or it's like 47 or something like that. Something crazy. Another loss. Yeah, I mean, but I think the Suns are still one of the top teams out of the West. It's Blazers, Suns, Grizzlies.
Yeah, let me look it up. I think the Grizzlies fell. Oh, went
Yeah.
up actually. The Grizzlies are second, Trailblazers are third, Suns are fourth, Mavericks are 5, and Nuggets. And the Nuggets still in the mix. I think
Oh, Jazz.
yeah, Jazz number one still. Jazz still
Yeah.
I kind of thought was kind of flukish type, like they was gonna be able to sustain, but
Nah.
we almost 20 games in and they looking pretty legit
Yeah, no,
to make playoffs.
I'm almost. I don't know, man.
I don't think they're gonna be number one forever, but they're gonna be. I think they might be in the playoff mix.
I'd almost say, man, the way they've been looking, I might almost put some stock into them, man. I'm almost ready to buy some Jazz stock. Like,
What you mean? Like, how far you think they're gonna go? If you put some stock in,
I could see it maybe being Western Conference Finals.
you need to stop it. You need to stop it. I was waiting for you. Now, hey, if you prove me wrong, that's cool. But
We might need
on November
to
20th,
make a.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I feel like if they was number one right now they have the Clippers in 7th and the Kings.
We can get
That'd be a good battle, but the Clippers definitely take off the Jazz. So I'm like, it's just like, it's cool right now. I just don't see them in the top 4 come playoff time.
We can make look. I could dang near make a FanDuel bet right now. See if we can,
It's like I told you, bro. Now look at me.
Look at me, yeah. Look at me up off a $20 bet. But nah, I don't know. I could see it. I don't know why. Well, mainly because it's the way they're play. It's the way that they make adjustments. The way they've been able to make adjustments mid-game, stuff like that. That's very crucial in playoffs.
Yeah.
So in the playoffs, you don't have a whole bunch of games to try to get it right. You got to win now, and I can see them being able to do that against the. I like their defense against the Mavericks. I could see them. I don't know. I still don't know if they beat all cylinders firing Warriors team, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
They also playing without like major expectations. Like,
yeah,
in the season is like, we're not really trying to win a championship, but if we do, it's cool. That's what it feel like.
Yeah, and I think that take the pressure off. You playing pressure-free basketball, you know what I'm saying?
It does. Because it's like, if you lose, you'd be like, well, they kind of expected us to lose. If we win, all right, cool. We got a little something going on. So that's what it kind of feel like. We got a little something going on, but
they wouldn't even expect them to be this high.
Oh no, I thought the Jazz, because the Jazz lost Donovan and Rudy. They're 2 All-Stars in one offseason. So we all just assumed they just they be trying to tank on purpose, and then not on the other side, they just was just gonna be good enough to win. So
they just didn't have the people, yeah.
So it's kind of tough to. I mean, it's really shocking to see them be number one and then sustain as number one for this long. I mean, but I feel like come after Christmas time, we'll start seeing them kind of string some losses together and kind of go down, and then we'll stop talking about them eventually. So
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Man, you know what I just realized?
Mm-hmm.
I just realized we kind of looking like the opposite today.
Yeah. Yeah, with the do-rag.
Like, I got the do-rag on, you don't. Like,
yeah.
Man, it's almost like it's probably like a wave check time or something,
Let me see what we got going on then.
Okay. I see yours is, I see yours spinning from the. Okay, all
A
right,
little bit, I got the headphones on, so I don't know you can see too much of it, but let me
all right.
see what you got. All right. All
Okay,
right.
with the fresh cut, you know,
Yeah, bro.
wave check.
Yeah, we might have to do the wage check like weekly so we can like, it's something that puts both of us to keep brushing, trying to get those, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
little friendly competition against one another. So
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
So
you in there. Yeah, you in there.
all our audio listeners, go on to the YouTube, check it out. We're gonna be doing our weekly wave checks because yeah.
Yeah, let me not slack off then. If we're gonna start doing that, I need to go ahead and get back into it before they be like, this kind of looked the same from like 2 months ago. What's going on? You say you was doing
Yeah, I
wave
thought you
checks.
was on it, man. Okay. Yeah,
I have to go
wave
back,
check.
just leave my do-rag on and be like, hey, you skip me this week.
I mean, because honestly, man, I'm trying to drown them like Namor did Wakanda.
Oh, hey, that's a good transition, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. I know we was gonna talk about Black Panther, but that is a great transition, bro.
Man, shoot, if you want to get into it, man.
Let's get into, bro. After the transition, we got to get into it. It ain't no way.
All right. So first off, and most importantly, spoiler alert.
Yes.
Skip through. Just keep hitting that 15-second if you can, or wait for us. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do like this when we done talking about it. How about that?
Yeah, man.
First off, they started us off. I'm talking first second. First second.
Yeah,
First second, they open us up. Shuri is running around.
Yep.
She running around. She's scared. Well, what's the confidence rate for this? We're like, what is she even talking about?
Yeah, bro.
We're like, what's going on here? Oh, the king. Wait, hold up. Plus, we had to know they was going to do something, figure something out with how to.
Yeah, for sure.
Because RP Chadwick, you know what I'm saying? They had to figure out a way to make that make sense.
Yeah. In the Marvel universe. I mean, because to us, we know what happened. But just watching the movies and keeping with the Marvel universe, you got to be like, so where did he go?
Right. Well, because think about, like, let's say you show your grandkids this. They don't know about the, Chadwick Boseman
what actually happened,
cancer, all that. We're doing our yearly Marvel run where we watch all the Marvel movies together. I'm keeping that tradition alive. Right. And so they made that make sense. And the way they did the funeral, first off, I have mixed feelings about the funeral.
Talk about it.
Okay, so I saw that first, the look on their faces, I could tell they wasn't just acting.
Oh yeah,
they lost real emotion. Yes, they lost T'Challa, but they lost Chad. That was their real friend. Like, they crying out. But also, if this is the king of your country, having a middle of the woods funeral is crazy with like 20 people there. Hey, bro. That is crazy.
But I was like, maybe that's like their tradition, though. It's not like, you know what I mean? You think it should have been like more over the top, or what you
like
mean?
The Queen, yeah, like not the Queen, but not Beyonce. She's still here. I'm talking about when Queen Elizabeth died. They got this whole thing, the whole city shut down. All these things in play. I needed that for him. All them people that they kept showing randomly dancing in the street every cut to.
Yeah.
All them, we need to have a big thing. And then they could do this. Maybe they did do that. And then they did like, this is our private one for our family and friends type thing.
Well, they had a private one, but outside of it, the whole city was still there in presence. Like, they was all there, and then they saw him like the coffin get pulled up into the sky, and everybody did the Wakanda symbol. So like, everybody was there in presence. They just wasn't right there, with the immediate family and stuff like that. So
yeah, I don't know. It just looked so.
But at the same time, I think they didn't want to put too much like stock into the funeral as well,
because they had a whole lot of stuff to get into.
Right, because it's not. I mean, I don't know what the original direction of the movie was going to be. So to add this scene, they was like, well, we need to get something that's meaningful, but also something that's easy to pull off. And that one of the easiest things to pull off was, everybody wear white and just pull up, basically.
True. And they bring that as being the what's it called? The ancient traditions and stuff like that. And so
right.
Maybe before it was really big, or their kingdom was as big, ancient wise, they did it that way. So that's why they could justify it by that. But I was like, man, this funeral right here, man.
Yeah, I didn't put too much. I didn't really go too much. I was like, I know what they were trying to get across. And then it's one of those that was also trying to kind of, as a director side of things, is like, we gotta get this off our checklist pretty quick. Like, we can't wait till, because as the audience knowing what happened with Chadwick, we can't have a funeral halfway through the movie be like, so y'all not gonna talk about Chadwick? Y'all not gonna talk about Chadwick?
Right.
So they had to do something quick, go ahead and make it short. And then they had a whole bunch. I got a whole bunch of notes on it about all this stuff, bro. But one of the things I was gonna bring up was, before we deep dive into it.
Okay.
Black Panther 1.
Ooh.
Black Panther 2. Which one was better?
Okay. All right. And then I'll ask so for me, dang. It's kind of hard for me to say, because like, I think right after I watched it, I was kind of a prisoner of the moment. Mm-hmm. And so if you would have asked me this when I went to go see it on Thursday, sneak peek type thing. But when I got to see it on Thursday, I would have said Wakanda Forever was better than the original Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
The more I think about it, and it's pretty close, man. To me, it's really close.
It is
it's
close.
Really close. Kind of off of story. And I think for me,
overall,
because look, you got the overall story, you got the fighting sequences, you have the way not graphics, that's video game talk, but the special effects look, stuff like that, and how they set up for things. I kind of want to say, I'll be about to say 2 still. I'll be ready to say 2.
All right.
I'm gonna just say it. I could change my mind.
Hey, you ain't losing nothing. Hey, you ain't got.
Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna just say 2. I'm gonna just say 2 is better.
Hey, Dennis acting like if he say 1 or 2, he's losing his role in the next movie.
man, yo, Ryan, in case you see this, man.
Wait a minute, you ain't like the movie?
The
you
Black
ain't gonna
Panther. They got the little T'Challa. So who he supposed to grow up to be?
Facts.
Who he supposed? I could be the grown one.
Hey, work on the accent. Work on the accent right now. But yeah, for me, and I watched it. As soon as I watched it, I said Black Panther 1. That, to me, the gravity of it, the Killmonger as one of the best villains in Marvel, like, to me, the overall of the movie was just so much gravitating to me. I mean, everybody was talking about it forever. I think this one was a little bit on the emotional side that's really pulled a lot of people.
I think for me, that's where it got me.
And it's tough. It is tough to, like, it's emotional, but they also introduced a whole bunch of people. The scenes was pretty good as well. Like, they got a new enemy they facing. Like, it's a tough movie, Wakanda Forever. But Black Panther 1, for a first movie, like, that's pretty tough.
The fight scenes in Black Panther 1, I think, were better.
Hands.
It was a lot more evenly matched. It was a lot more just really throwing. They was really boxing. The Dora Milaje
background story, like his uncle, like his father and uncle,
that
treating Killmonger crazy. So I'm like,
because then it also gets into, I mean, with us being black dudes, when the villain was like, yo, when Killmonger was sitting there like, yo, all over the world we get treated like this, and y'all doing all this, and y'all got the capabilities to help us. And y'all ain't, and so I'm sitting there like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is one of the few times where a villain really, like, you in the middle of the movie be like, I kind of like the villain more than I like Black Panther. I don't
Well, because I'm
really.
sitting there like, well, because like even T'Challa in the first one was like, I feel you,
But this ain't the right way.
but we can't
Yeah,
do it like that. Like,
we
you
can't
know,
burn Earth down because
burn
of this.
Earth. Ugh. You know,
I
and well,
kind of live here.
but they kind of had that in Wakanda Forever
Yeah.
with Namor, and he
Okay.
and with me, like, man, I ain't gonna lie. When I was in sixth grade and we learned about the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Incans, like I was tuned in. I really liked that. Like I still, me and my wife, we're gonna go to the pyramids, to the Mayan pyramids and all that, and probably like sometime next year. But
Okay.
yeah, so like I like the way that looked. They literally, I mean, those were the people on the low. They invented basketball.
Mm.
But the goals were like sideways on the wall, you know, and all that. It was different
Yeah.
back then. It was a different iteration. But they was right too. I mean, the main reason why, you know, Mexicans speak Spanish as opposed to their original language is because of the colonizers and the Spaniards that came over and all stuff that they talked about in the movie. And so he's sitting there, y'all literally pushed us off of the land to where we had to take the heart-shaped herb that we had in the water and become water people. You think we wanted to just swim from birth to death?
Yeah.
So we like, all right, this is our new life. That's fine. And now y'all in our new home. Like, where are we supposed to go if we can't have water or land?
Yeah, the introduction of them was pretty good. The only like hit that I already have, gripe I already have is why this ain't a bigger battle. This should have been
seriously,
because they both have vibranium, like, and they both have huge civilizations. So I'm like, why is it just one battleship in the middle of the ocean with like 100 enemies in the sea, and that's it? That's the battle. And then you have the one-on-one with Shuri and Namor. I was like, that should have been all of Wakanda versus what's the name of that civilization? I forgot.
The Mayans.
Name our home.
Yeah.
Name our home, whatever. But basically, I'm like, that should have been a huge scene. Like, it would have been.
Yeah.
It should have been one of those scenes where you had to look everywhere. Like, you can't. Like, you got two people fighting in the sky. You got two people fighting here. Like, you can't even pick up where everything going on.
And I think that so I think if I go back to it, I'm gonna change my answer to one, mainly because the fight scenes with that one where you saw these two going at it. You saw Killmonger and the Dora Milaje fight all of them and saw how relentless they were. So they got to get highlighted. You got to see Black Panther do his thing with a few different people. So everyone got their little bits of time to shine. And then you saw M'Baku come in and, you know, him and his boys wreck shop, you know, whereas in this one.
M'Baku went one-on-one with Black Panther for the throne and stuff like that to be named king. So I'm like, I don't know. To me, they had a lot of good fight scenes, but to me, it could have been at a larger scale.
Yeah.
Considering the amount of weapons and, you know, resources both of those enemies face, especially if you from Wakanda and you are thinking you're the only place that has vibranium, and then you find somebody that has that resource that you thought was so coveted to your own, you know, civilization. So I'm like, I would have been like, we might need to wipe them out. Like,
yeah, well,
yeah, it's cool. It's cool to keep it friendly. And I know they were saying they're gonna be outnumbered and all that kind of stuff, so they didn't want to go to war. But at first strike, especially when they took Shuri that first time, this ain't gonna be no secret mission.
Yeah. Man, it was just really crazy. I think mainly what it was the emotion of it. Yeah, like you said, the emotion of this movie, like the whole time, you just felt like, man, y'all just can't catch a break.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was like, man, they can't catch it. The Wakandans can't catch a break. It was like, start off, we lose our king. All right. And then we got the US thinks that the Wakandans you know, sabotage they mission or whatever.
Yep.
And then they tried to lie and set him up, tried to sneak in there and take it. But then Dora Milaje did their little thing with him. I like that because it kind of showed me, and it kind of showed people, I don't want to sound the wrong way, but like a lot of times, I'll take Africa in general. So it's the most rich planet on the planet, or rich continent on the planet, Africa.
Mm-hmm.
As far as resources, things like that, they have cobalt, lithium, gold, all these different resources that should have made the planet or should have made the country or the continent wealthy as a whole. But what happened was people went in there and stole all the resources. They kind of talked about that in Black Panther 1. Yep. So now there's a whole new resource that they kept hidden because, well, why would I tell you about something if historically you've taken all of our resources and have left the Congo, Libya, Liberia, Ghana, all these places poor? When you could have paid them, and these places should be the more extravagant places in the world, but because you basically robbed them of this, why would I tell you about that?
Yeah.
And so now they try to do that again with that, and they're like, see, and that's why. And historically that's happened. I mean, we'll go to India and steal all the spices when you could have paid them for it, and now they're not one of the more poor places, but because of that they are, and so they stopped that. I like the way they showed that, like, look, y'all not about to back us down, and if you want to try to fight us for it, it's going to be a long day. I liked how basically the Queen said that.
So that was crazy, bro. But they can't. I mean, they talking about why Wakanda is, holding all these resources, and then doing a speech, they was like, "Hey, this is why. These are your soldiers from France. This is the reason why we're not letting you, because you guys are trying to weaponize it off rip." So I'm like,
right,
y'all trying to come and steal it, at one of our weakest moments. So that's crazy. And then the Queen died as well. I was like, that was an emotional one too. I was
right, not Angela Bassett.
I thought when I first saw, when the scene came on, I thought that she was gonna be like in a coma type of thing.
Right, same.
And at the end of the movie, she would have came back. I didn't think they'd be like deuces
all the way out of there. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
all to save a new addition. All to save a new addition to the MCU. Ironheart.
Yeah, man.
Riri Williams. I've been reading about her a little bit in comics lately.
She's gonna have her own show too.
Yeah, so that's where they're gonna introduce that. That was cool how they were able to do it. Man, Marvel, they gonna keep you in a chokehold.
Yeah,
you got to go see all Disney our movies. Got to go get Disney Plus, and you got to tune in to the shows because they all gonna make sense later.
Yep, and then they're gonna have a whole bunch of cameos between different series and movies to be
Shuri gonna be in Ironheart.
Right.
Queen Shuri.
Since we talk about Ironheart, I think that was a good addition. How they did it. The only thing is, we know she's gonna have her own series, so we know she's gonna have to have her own backstory and story like that. I think they kind of rushed or put too much out there already, because one of the things that make Ironheart is her ability to make a suit similar to Iron Man. So they had one like in her garage where she has like a the prototype version that is actually working. But to me, everything is so rushed with those two suits. So she has one that she did.
That's kind of like his coming out cave suit.
Yeah, but hers was already, her first run through was working perfectly.
Well,
it didn't account for the altitude. But I'm like, to me, I was like, if this is a prototype, how y'all have this working already? Like, she ain't be like,
because I already was able to look at what Tony did.
Okay.
I was already able to see that. So sometimes people, it's like in basketball, like people were able to watch Tim Hardaway do the little simple and now you got Kyrie that's going to give you the in and out, behind the back, the fake, all that. So
yeah, she also pretty smart, so she probably was able to get some of the specs on that as well. So I could, okay, I'll give you that one. And then but the other one, so and I was in a whole bunch of reviews.
Did you see they made her like kind of duplicate his scene, like where she had like the white like tank top on like he did, and she was hitting the thing. So it's kind of like a homage to the old Iron Man.
Okay, Easter egg. I did not pick that up, but
While I was watching it, I was like, I see what they did there.
I need to watch it again. I'll probably watch it again in maybe a week or two to pick up some other scenes. But okay, and then they have the finished suit from, in Wakanda. But at the end of the movie, at the end when she's about to return home, I think Chicago, but she's like, Shuri's like, no, we got to keep this one here. And I'm like, why would y'all keep her suit here when she could just take it back and keep it in the garage? Like, what is the, like, they don't want to get it stolen again, or?
I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I kind of agree with that because, okay, so you've seen how our favorite colonizer got captured, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he got captured. You don't know who's on the inside, who's not. You know how what's Julia Dreyfus's character? His ex-wife.
Yeah.
So how she was able to bug things and do that. So also I'm predicting that they're gearing up for Armor Wars. That storyline in Marvel Comics. So it's who can get what first. So with them trying to acquire, we know how much the US or the UN period is trying to acquire as much vibranium as possible. And we probably will gather that suit has some version of, some vibranium in it at least.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. And
with her being over there and coming at, they know they're probably going to pick her up. She's not just going to go back to MIT and just go back to just being a student, or she's not going to go back to Chicago and they're just be like, oh, sure, come work for Google or something. Somebody's going to be on her tail and they're going to try to capture her. So right now we need to be able to say,
we need to have a suit with her.
Yeah. So if she does get captured, like she could even not have to like hold her breath. Know
she have a suit because yeah, she never showed that to anybody over there. So they don't even know she has
she had the old suit though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
the better
vibranium. Yeah, the final version. They don't even know that suit exists for her. So yeah, okay. In that point, I give you that. But I feel like with that trying to introduce her into the whole story, we felt like we had a Rush TV series. We had her backstory a little bit, school background, why she's doing it. We had the car piece that she said it was to her father. So we have all these little things like I felt like could have been like left out because they even had the scene where they had to rebuild car that was finished. She recovered all the parts, which I was like, how the hell did she recover every
what type of magnet piece? Y'all got? Yeah,
every single piece is original. She said, "How did y'all recover that?" Because I thought
like if she would have said, "Hey, we use some of our new parts or something like that." All right, but y'all got all of them out the water.
That thing was explode. Like, how did y'all get everything?
Also, I don't want everything now. If my engine is blown up, do not put it back together with the same engine. I need a new engine.
Yeah, I don't believe I didn't.
The same gas tank. The gas tank.
I was like, okay.
That's a stretch, but I believe that alone for sure.
Yeah. What was another thing I was gonna bring up? Okay, this is something I wrote down. We can talk about. So, right now, Wakanda, from what I got from the movie, they do not have a king or queen.
Shuri,
presently. The reason I say that because it's the scene where they all like where T'Challa had pronounced he was king, like on that waterfall where all the kingdoms come.
Yeah,
they had to fight to be Black Panther and all that stuff right there. That scene when they was like, "We're introducing your new queen."
Oh,
Baku pulls up and say she can't be here right now. To me, I thought that was like foreshadowing that he will be the new king potentially going forward because Shuri is going to want to stay in Haiti because she doesn't really want to be the queen. Like she never wanted to be the queen. So she's kind of, so I
maybe he's like the interim. Maybe he's like the interim king or something right now.
That's what I feel like. Cause it's like one is a natural fit and then Shuri doesn't have to, worry about those duties because she never wanted to be that role.
She can still stay scientific Yeah.
Right. And that's why she went to Haiti, and it looked like she would be willing to stay in Haiti, especially with finding out that her brother had a son. So I'm like, to
Okay.
me, it's kind of setting up for, you know, whatever movie comes out, whatever universe, it's gonna be M'Baku being the king
Yeah.
for however long.
Okay. I got a theory.
Okay.
So Marvel recently acquired or Disney or whatever recently acquired like Fox, right? So that's why in this movie is the first time in the MCU that they've been able to say mutant when they're talking about Namor. So,
okay.
So with that,
I did not catch that.
They also are able to bring in eventually the X-Men and all
yes,
that.
Sir.
So, which is going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah,
but
man.
with that,
in
the comics, who does T'Challa marry? Storm. But we saw that T'Challa was with Nakia. Yep. So we're sitting here like, okay, how does this happen? And then Buddy's dead. So now, how will T'Challa marry anybody if he's gone? His son's name is T'Challa. So now, old buddy grow up, he get older. Now he meets Storm. Now we get that T'Challa Black Panther with Storm as his wife.
You got me.
So that's their way of introducing that.
I'm on board.
Coming in, he gets the throne because that's his birthright. And I think at the moment, M'Baku is kind of like, I don't think he's really even trying to like step on that family's toes. So he's like, you can be the queen. I can run the day-to-day stuff. You can have the title and all that, but I got your back type of thing. I think, near the end of the movie,
title too, though.
He may have it. He may have that. Or
he wants the title.
Huh?
I'm like, because the way
that looked, it did look like he said, "Who wants to challenge me?" But I thought he was just challenging them on Shuri's behalf.
That's what the movie is saying. But for me, looking into it, I'm like, I think he wants to be be known as a king. He knows nobody's going to challenge him,
right?
And he'll run it until the rightful somebody come and be the successful, and then they don't have to challenge him again. Like, you can't just say T'Challa's growing up and then he gonna take the throne and be like,
"Oh yeah, no, he gonna have to challenge.
Come to the waterfall. We gonna duke it out. You gotta beat me like your father. You know, I got a little skill. I fought some water people. I fought your daddy. This ain't gonna be easy."
Also, hold on. let me write it back a little bit.
All right.
Yo, so okay. Black Panther 1, it showed that M'Baku was like the strongest dude of everybody, right?
Talk about it.
I could throw anybody around, boom, boom, boom. Everybody's kind of afraid to even fight him. And his people. He even had like these beastly looking women throwing people during that big fight at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
So, fast forward to this movie. He ready. You know, I'm big M'Baku. I'm about to fight Namor. He do his thing, try to throw a couple hits. Namor hit him with one to the chest. I heard somebody say they hit him so hard, turned him into his character from Us.
Oh wow.
He turned to Winston Duke.
Hey, and you see, he didn't even engage in a fight with him ever again.
Dude, they had that meeting after. Remember when he left? He was like, Namor was like, "Yo, y'all got a week." He was in there like, "Should we even fight them?" Because honestly, all of a sudden, he all about peace.
Yeah, diplomat. Yeah.
He's like, "Listen, we can't afford to lose our people." I'm like, that one hit.
Shuri, let's think about the people. What would your mom want? For me personally.
For me personally.
Oh yeah, bro. That hit was crazy though. And he didn't even look Namor away. He was like, "Sure, you got that suit? You Black Panther?"
You got that suit.
Because right now,
what y'all got for me, honestly.
I can hold you down on the ship, but that Namor situation, that's what you gonna have to do.
Man, y'all got one-on-one. You go fight him. Yeah.
Man, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, I think right now they did give M'Baku a better like character development in this movie as well.
Yes.
Because last movie we kind of just like this, super aggressive guy. He just wanted the throne. He was just, hungry just to be the throne, to be seen as such. This big, muscular,
He even
like,
had a point
aggressive.
too.
Yeah, so I'm like,
His people were shunned. Yeah,
right. But this one, I think they kind of went a little bit deeper, gave him a little bit like sympathetic vibe to him. Like, hey, I understand your brother has taught me a lot of things. You just lost your mom and stuff like that. So I'm really on your side. I want to look at, for the better of our whole kingdom, not just my people, the whole kingdom. So I'm like, to
right.
me, I think they kind of gave you that the character development in this one with him, because I think a lot of people liked his role in the first movie. So let's get a little bit deeper with him. So, and I think that's the reason why, like, I go back to it. Like, I feel like they can be like, okay, we can see him as king. He actually liked everybody.
He's not just let's just be beastly and brutal. Yeah. Well, because in the comics, so I noticed that a lot of stuff they didn't really do too much. So like sometimes he'd be with them, sometimes he wouldn't. But they even called him the Great Ape. So that's why they had like a lot of like the monkey looking mask and all that. But they didn't want to have a big black guy be called an ape in the movie.
Yeah. I remember they saying that in the first movie. Yeah. That was the reason, because they was like, they were gonna have a whole like ensemble about him. Like, he's gonna have the whole thing.
Yeah, because that's the way he used to look. He used to have the whole thing. Like, if you go back in the old comics, he has this whole gorilla looking get up and the makeup. Matter of fact, they barely even said M'Baku in the comics. They just call him the Great Ape.
Yeah, I mean, the look that he got now definitely works, I would say. It's not too over the top, but it's enough to get you like, yeah, he a gorilla.
He different.
He definitely that an animal. So
yeah.
So,
but yeah, man. Also, okay, so have you listened to both of the? Have you listened to both of the soundtracks?
Have not individually, just whatever's in the movie.
Right. Okay, because I listen to the soundtracks, but also like the way they also. Okay, so I'll also go to keep it there. The way the songs played in the movie, I'm gonna say, and I'm a big Kendrick fan. I know that you aren't too much.
Now I rock with Kendrick. I just don't listen to heavy.
Yeah. I would say I kind of like the second one more. And I don't know if it's because like I just so happen to be in my Afro beats bag lately, but
you like the soundtrack in the second one better?
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, there are some songs in the first one.
Listen to the first one first. I had to listen to both of them again to get
the first one was more hype. The first one was more hype.
That's why I was like, to me, I'm feeling the first one again, but I think that's just because of my flavor of music, basically, though.
Yeah.
I think that's what it kind of.
But I guess if I go off of how it went with the movie and how all that, like, it set it off. Like, okay, because I heard that Rihanna song before the movie came out. I think everyone did. It came out on that Friday, like a week or two before the movie came out. And then the radio had it. So like in my gym, I listened to the radio and I heard it on there and I was like, okay, it's all right. And then when it played in the movie, the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's meant to be. It's a movie soundtrack. It's supposed to hit at a certain scene and make you feel a certain type of way. So that's why I think, and that's why sometimes when you hear some like soundtracks on movies, you'd be like, this don't fit this scene. Why did they choose this?
Yes. And I think
because sometimes they work, like they just care about, oh, we got this artist on this movie, so they can be on the soundtrack or whatever, but it don't fit the right mood, don't fit the scene.
Right.
So I'm like,
I think they did that perfect.
Somebody just died. What do you mean?
Yeah. They did it perfect on this one.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they kind of did that. They did well with both of them. I'll agree. Where even like when they thought that T'Challa was dead in the first one, and they played that the king is dead, that from the first one. Yeah, we're gonna be a slow, sad song because it's like we got to move fast. There's a whole lot of things going on right now. Now that he's gone, you know, it fit. Just like how when that Burna Boy Alone played.
Yeah.
First off, I immediately put my watch up to hit the Shazam. Like, hold on, I gotta.
Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, but man, the way that they had the way that they had the songs come in perfect. Yes, it's a slower album. It's a slower soundtrack, I would say, but it worked. I liked it a lot, man. There's a couple of them that I'll play in the car.
I definitely ain't saying like it was bad or anything. I think both of them was pretty good. I was just vibing to the first one for what I could remember. Like I said, I still have to go back and kind of listen to both.
Oh yeah, there's still some. I saw my workout playlist. Yeah,
yeah.
No, it definitely goes. It's man, but yeah, definitely bravo. I don't know. Shoot, this is our first movie rating, so I give this one like a 4 out of 5.
Do it out of 10. Do it out of 10.
Okay. If we're going out of 10, let me see. I know obviously it'd be 8 out of 10 or something, but like if I'm going out of 10, I would maybe give it a 7.5. 7.5.
Damn, that looks pretty low, ain't it?
Okay, I'll give it 7.8.
I thought you said it was a pretty good movie though.
No, it is good. I mean, 7.8 isn't bad. I mean, okay, because like
right, where we put the Black Panther then? We gotta set a baseline now because that seems low to me.
Okay, Black Panther, I would give that an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. I'm not calling that a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Because
I had the first one as a 9. I got the first one as a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie to me. And like it's up there for me. And then this one, the Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, I got it around 8.5. It's just like I said, it's just below my ranking for Black Panther.
Yeah.
So
I'll give it
all because of that fight scene.
7.8 to 8 out of 10. It's just some of it was a little bit slow, but I get that it was supposed to be. And now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, it just like, and then even the big fights, the big fight, they didn't focus in on it like they were supposed to. In any of these action movies, when the big bad fights the big good, there's like a whole almost like one-on-one. We're not cutting back and showing other people's scenes. We're just showing them two, and it looks way better. It looks like this guy could win. Now this guy, now it goes back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah, Shuri and Namor fight was pretty short too. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. For it to be the big fight.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like, y'all almost like both of y'all on your last leg. Like Shuri had the hand, like I mean, she did get stabbed in the stomach or whatever, but I'm like, it's still not like, I don't know. I feel like they should have been both on deathbeds.
It should have. I mean, but she can. I mean, well, he's a whole mutant. He heals fast too, so it was like for both of them. But she put him in the microwave.
Yeah, that stuff was tough.
Basically, that was smart. But I don't know. Just because of the lack of the way the fighting scene should have been, which is the same reason why for me, and this is maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but it's the reason why my favorite, besides Endgame, besides the last hour and 15 of Endgame, my favorite Marvel movie or Marvel MCU movie is Captain America Winter Soldier. Reason why? When they fighting, the fight scenes in that is is from the elevator to the out the street.
And they also giving hands though, so
yeah, it's all hands.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I definitely got Black Panther Endgame up there. To me, the first Iron Man, and this ain't got fight scenes. It's just the backstory, how it was set up. I just really love the first Iron Man. That's probably one of my top rated MCU movies. But even most of all of them, I like the first movies compared to all the sequels in any movie. But the Winter Soldier, I'll get up there as well. It's definitely better than the first one. So
yeah.
But yeah,
dude, even No Way Home.
Oh yeah. So did you switch? So did you say Black Panther 1 is the better movie because your rating?
Yeah, I would say
critical.
I would say. And okay, so here's the thing though. So the only thing that kind of like makes me kind of put them close to the same, or I almost want to make them the same, is because there was some stuff in Black Panther 1 that I kind of hated. It was things that like some people may not notice if you're not in the culture or you are. Like some of their accents. I'm like, y'all, bro, come on now, Forrest. Forrest, you've been acting way longer than this, man.
Hey,
The strength of the Black Panther. I'm like,
hey, you could tell he practiced that one line too. You could tell he
yeah.
was in the mirror just be like, I gotta get this one line.
And then
Because
there was like a
it
couple.
come off so strong. That's why.
Yeah, and then there's some of the I don't know, man. And then there's this trope that they do in some movies when the villain starts making too much sense. They always force the villain to do something extra crazy so that you get off of his side a little bit.
Him. Yeah. Yeah.
So like with Killmonger, he kept making too much sense when he was in the museum and he stole it and he was like, yo, y'all stole this from my people. I should be able to steal it from you. That type of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says all the other things. You're like, you know what? This guy's making a lot of sense. Oh, and I'm starting to feel sorry for him because we find out his dad is actually the king's brother.
Right.
Oh, shoot. He's supposed to be there. He was robbed and grew up poor, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. And then he just shoots his girlfriend in the face for no reason. We're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they
What you do that
would
for?
dislike you. I mean, it's the whole purpose of the hero mindset. They have to get the audience on the hero side one way or
Right.
another. So,
and so I don't know. It's
all right. So let's clarify your favorite.
All right, my favorite.
I still say and your ranking.
All right, I'll give a. So here's how close I'm making it. Black Panther 1 is 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Wakanda Forever is a 7.8 out of 10.
All right. And mine, I got Black Panther 1, 9, Black Panther 2, 8.5.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, oof.
It's by that time, though, man.
Yeah. Before we even go, most important, I have to give a big shout out. I don't know if I want to say shout out or condolences. Rest in peace. I just found out today, Jason David Frank, aka the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Red Ranger, Black Ranger, my hero growing up, died today or yesterday. I'm just reading the news today. At 49 years old, all my family and friends know how big the Power Rangers period, but how big he was to a lot of people, especially in the Power Rangers. This is our Black Nerd segment, you know. So it's a lot, especially hearing that he died by suicide, and knowing how hard it is, you know. And this is men's mental health month. You know, a lot of us feel like we don't have someone to talk to or whatever, or, you know, don't quite have it in check, our mental health in check, because we don't want to sound dumb or weak or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. I mean, I was a huge Power Rangers fan. It's probably one of the, the biggest shows with me growing up. I was like huge into it. Like,
oh yeah,
got it for Halloween, got a costume. Had my two younger sisters. I was like, hey, I'm always gonna be the Red Ranger. I don't care about no other color. When the black one came, I was like the black one as well.
Yeah.
And then I had my sisters be the pink or yellow. They had to battle whoever wanted to be that color. But yeah, man, I definitely into Power Rangers, man. I thought that stuff was real for the longest time growing up. But yeah, man. R.I.P. to him, man. Yeah, you told me about that. I was shocked, man. I was like, yeah, because I didn't realize he was still in, like, doing a part of that Power Ranger universe up until like 2020. So it's
he was working on I won't say low budget. I'll say an independent film, and I saw like little pieces of them that they put up of other ones, and basically it's like the curse of the White Ranger, something along those lines. I'll have to look it back up, but he's been working on these types of films that was like, it's going to be like a darker Power Rangers. I'm talking about with the blood and all that, something for us adults.
Oh, wow.
On top of, you know, he's been on all the Comic Cons. People line up forever to go watch him and see him. And yeah, this is a big one, man. It was really kind of, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I'm tough.
Yeah, I'm processing this kind of in real time right now, but it's It's
Because it's
tough,
also like for
especially
him to be a Power Ranger, because you look like everybody looked up to, like you said, as a hero. So if you are battling something and you have to keep over this front every time you go outside, to be like, oh, that's the White Ranger, that's the Green Ranger. But in the
right.
middle, when you go back home, it's like, I'm just a guy. Like
I'm still
I'm
sad
just a
about
guy.
whatever it is I was sad about. Also
Facts. Yeah.
depressed. I'm dealing with whatever is going on in my mind, and the thing about that, you know, I know that it's tough, and I know that he left behind, you know, his. I know he has a daughter, I think, who is an adult, and you know, just knowing and having a big, strong community where I know you have lots of friends or people that want to talk to you, and all of these people going, man, what could I have done? And knowing that honestly, we can't beat ourselves up over that, and I hope that you know, his daughter finds peace, you know, because this is tough, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But yeah, big RIP to the Green Ranger, man. Rest in power.
Yes, sir.
And so
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, man.
I had to, man, because yeah, that was the guy, man. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, y'all. So it's a good one this week. Make sure that you guys like, follow, subscribe, leave us a comment on where do y'all rank Wakanda Forever? Where do y'all rank Wakanda Forever? And also to my
Which one was
black
better?
nerds out there,
Yeah, which one was better, Black Panther 1 or 2?
yeah, one or
Let us
two. Which
know.
one is better? Yeah, let's find that out. And also to all my black nerds out there who, or shoot, my nerds in general, because we all was tuned in to the Power Rangers growing up. Write what Jason David Frank meant to you, because it's going to be, you know, a lot of us that feel this way. So yeah, follow us on all of our social medias at DinoFit Dennis.
Yeah, JC Too Blessed.
And of course our Match My Energy podcast. Listen in on Anchor, Spotify. Keep helping us run these numbers up. Really thank you guys so far. We've definitely seen some great feedback. We'll have guests on very soon. Yeah, man. Whether we chat like bros or I debate you like an enemy, it's all fun and games. Just match my energy.